Hello, and this one is called Mysteries of the Creative Process. Now this tree has collapsed and fallen from one side of the track to the other, and thereby what it's done is it's created a portal. And I feel the metaphor for this portal is very appropriate for this, because the thing about the creative process is there's part of it where you're active, part of it you're doing stuff, coming up with ideas, and then there's part of it where you just let go. Like this tree has just, it's just gone, I let go, plonk, and there it is. And so as I go beneath the portal, I leave one state of existence and enter another. So the creative process, one of the things that fascinates me about it is how non-linear it is, and how when you least expect it, things come up. So what happened for me is I was engaged in a shamanic dance trance workshop yesterday evening, and I had someone over for a one-to-one retreat. We've both done that practice, and back in the kitchen talking about this and that, and suddenly something came up for me, and it was a name for his business, because he realizes that that's what his destiny is to do, is to become an entrepreneur, to become a person that finds something that he's passionate about, that he'd love to do, loving what he does, doing what he loves, and then creating a business, charging people money, people happily pay him because he provides a good service. So what was so interesting about this, I just came up with this name, and as soon as I said it, I had this look. The look on his face was like, okay, that's it, you've got it. And one of his first responses was, that's so amazing, why don't you use it? To which I thought, okay, this creative process is becoming fascinating, because I'm coming up with something for him, so I've absolutely no attachment to the outcome at all. I've got no emotional concern, there's no anxiety, there's nothing. I'm completely free flowing in my thought processes. So I give it to him without so much as a regard. His response is to offer it back to me. And I feel this is beautiful in both directions. A little bit more time goes by, and I suddenly see something else, and here's another portal I'm going to go under, another collapsed tree. So what then came up is passing underneath, coming out the other side. All we need to do is, if we add one extra word, a different word for you and a different word for me, we can use the same title. We can use the same magic, because that's the thing about words, isn't it? Words are one of our greatest magical attributes. Words can represent acts of power. So it appears, completely unexpectedly last night, that a name has been arrived at for an enterprise which actually could well suit the both of us. So for me, it doesn't even matter so much about what actually happens, what the outcome is, and how well it all works. It's the idea of the essence of the creative process. So a big part of it was going away and doing something completely different that had no relation whatsoever to what it was that he was mulling over and I was mulling over. What would be an appropriate business name? Just forget all about that, do something completely different. And that's actually how I learned to speak Dutch, because I was living in Holland and I've been there a year, and I used to go to these family gatherings and listen, and sometimes I might say 2 or 3 words. I basically was a complete rank outside beginner who didn't have any ability to speak Dutch at all. It's even more obviously going to be the case because all Dutch people wanted to use me as their English practice person. They want to practice their English on me. They weren't interested in teaching me Dutch. So how did I learn to speak Dutch? I went to Portugal and I taught Portuguese people English for a year, thereby completely removing myself from any pressure to speak Dutch whatsoever. So it's a different country. A year later, go back to Holland, sitting in the same family gathering, somebody asked me a question. To my shock, I realised I understand every single word they said. To my even greater shock, I came up with a completely fluent reply. So I learnt to speak Dutch by the pressure being taken off to such an extent I wasn't even in the country. And for a sufficiently long time, I'd completely forgotten about any desire or interest in learning language. And my only observation I can make to that is human beings. We are really strange, aren't we? The way we operate. So when it comes to the creative process, there's all these tools and these techniques you can use, and they're all ever so valuable. And then they're just letting go, switching off, and doing something else. That can achieve so much too. So here I am back again in Ivythorn Woods, hoping to show you autumn. Not really happening yet. Just have a look over here. Still looking pretty green. Okay, just for first traces of yellow and orange on these nearest leaves of this tree. Got some more flying machines in the sky. So at this point I'm going to say thank you ever so much, all the love to you. Be who you want to be. Make your choices.